It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see who's better, Houston's former team or its current one. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans, and it's coming up next.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly, your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I could give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Miami.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Jefferson moving in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Back to throw now on first down. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
Now a play fake here on first down. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Ward. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. Back to throw. Ward. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Back to throw again. And it's caught. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
Pollard. Yeah, this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Calvin Ridley there to make the grab. And the Titans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message. And the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Now Stroud. He's got a man complete. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A huge play there for Houston. 68 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll give it to Mixon. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown.
Joe Mixon.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
This has a feeling of a back-and-forth game, and we've seen that in evidence already with each of these teams' opening drives. This is what you call a quick answer, as they go down the field in no time flat and finish with a touchdown run.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's Ward, throwing to start the drive. Airing it out, looking for Ridley.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be second down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's got some space here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
A yard all they need, but it's third down.
Looking to throw. Ward. And that will be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return.
And the Texans will take over.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And Stroud now to throw.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Stroud looking to throw.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. "7-7, our score after 1. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 41-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Throwing now is Stroud. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. What good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now is 2nd and 10. Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Stroud to throw it. That's caught again by Schultz.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So a frustrating result. It's a 10-play drive, but it yields nothing on the scoreboard.
And to get off the field there without giving up points, that's a big win defensively.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. Now Ward throwing to start the drive.
Open man downfield is Ridley.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Calvin Ridley with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Titans have taken the lead.
In the second quarter and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Now Joey Sly for the point after.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26.
And now out comes Houston.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know, for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A shotgun snap to Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
This now a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And all the way down to the 26. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now he's absolutely shredding them.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Stroud.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Draymond Jones buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Stroud out of the gun here.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Titans offense and receiver Calvin Ridley getting ready for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now 2nd and 5.
Operating from the gun. Ward. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Brutal. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Off the play fake. Ward. And that is caught. It's Ridley.
Now he's into the clear again.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Calvin Ridley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone. Slide for the PAT.
It's good, and it's 21-10. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon set to take over once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
He'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Stroud. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. Stroud sets up the play action.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Titan football.
The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Ward throwing to start the drive.
He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 2nd and 1. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And incomplete on a deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. It's caught. Block it. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain an 11-point spread. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans back out there and ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Mixing up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Once again, they run with Mixon. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Now Stroud.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
The Titans offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Throwing to start the drive.
Moore. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
To throw is Ward. Off the play fake. Left side complete to Lockett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a play fake here on first down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that will bring up second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And this is going to be dropped. Oh, my gracious. There was no one in his area code, but he could not hang on to it.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Back to throw again.
To the sideline and incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Again, it's Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it.
He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Stroud looking to throw.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Broken tackle. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
58 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
But D'Amico Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for 2 here.
They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, He just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Titans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun. Moore. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
C.J. Stroud ready to lead the Texans on their next drive.
And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
Well, they were really good on the last drive.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
Operating from the gun.
Moore. That is caught. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We have played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Houston. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter.
Out of the gun to give to Pollard.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun.
Moore. Got his man, Okonkwo. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ward now, off the bootleg.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line.
Running right, it's Pollard.
And not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tyler Lockett, 43 yards.
And the Titans get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
Sly on for the extra point.
And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
70 yards rushing here from Mixon. He's got a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 39. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
Roger McCreary. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Stroud.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 22-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
And Stroud now to throw.
Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz.
And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins
with an amazing diving catch.
And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. He finds his man, Pollard.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's Warren. Off play action.
Open man downfield is Ridley.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Trying to run for it with Pollard.
And he is going to have a Titans first down, and that should just about do it.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Second and 11 now. Pollard will take it up the gut.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And that is no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level for both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.